Hello, this is Matt from tracyandmatt.co.uk, and here I am looking at the HTC Sensation XL. Do a quick unboxing video for you before we actually go ahead and do our full review. So, inside the box, we have on top the handset, and all of the handsets, all of the XLs are in white. I'll come back to that in just a second. We then have the headphones here. Because of the tie-up they've got with the Beats Audio, we have those on top, and they are tucked in there, as you can see. So just quickly pull those out. So it's a 4-pole 3.5mm jack on one end. Then there is an inline microphone with push buttons. So you've got one for play and pause when you're using audio, one for skipping backwards and forwards between your tracks. The middle button also does answer an incoming call or hang up a call that's in progress. And then there's a little hole on the back which actually is the microphone. And then, let's pull these out. Then the headphones themselves, which are actually really good. I've used these on the Sensation XL, and they are very good headphones. And they're quite expensive actually if you buy them separately, but they do actually come with a handset. Very cool. And yeah, very, very good headphones. Also in the box we have a case for the headphones, and inside that we have a different set of earbuds and a clip to clip it onto clothing. That just keeps it, the cable neat and tidy. And you have your warranty statement and getting started quick guide, which covers all the basics of the handset. You've got the safety and regulatory information, contact us, and then information about Beats Audio there as well. On this side we have the charger. Let's pull out. HTC have just recently changed the design of the charger. Rather than the sort of round style charger, they're now going to this sort of style now. So we've got a USB connector on the top, and obviously UK 3-pin plug. And in here, I won't bother to unpack it because I'm sorry I've seen them all before, but we have a USB to micro USB sync and charge cable. So we'll just put all these bits to one side and we'll take a look at the handset properly. It comes in this plastic wrapping, which we'll just undo to get the handset out. So one of the largest handsets that HTC produce, a 4.7-inch display on the front, which is 480 by 800 pixels. It's a capacitive Super LCD touchscreen. Above that we have forward-facing camera and then sensors for ambient light sensor, proximity sensor, that kind of stuff. And on the top here, large portion there, it's actually the speaker. Underneath we have 4 capacitive buttons: home, search, back, home, menu, back and search. And then on the left hand side, really not a great deal. There is the micro USB sync charge connector. Not a great deal on the bottom, apart from a little hole which is the microphone, and a little sort of push part here to remove the back cover, which we can do in a second. Right hand side, again not a great deal here. Up and down volume control is about all. On the top we have the power button, another hole which I think is secondary microphone for noise cancelling and that kind of stuff, and then a 3.5mm headphone connector, and that we can use our own headphones or the headphone or wide headset that comes with it, but that's pretty standard. On the back I have an 8-megapixel autofocus camera with dual LED flash, and then next to that we have a little loudspeaker grill. You can see the back cover is metal, and around the outside the rest of the plastic, or the rest of the white stuff there is actually plastic. Back cover pops off like so, and just like many others, the whole of the back comes off in one part. And in the back we have connectors there that just pick up on little contacts on the back of the handset in the back cover, because in there, in the back plastic portion of that, we do actually have antenna, so that they don't get blocked out by the aluminium of the back cover. So the battery is 1600 milliamp hours. That goes in the back there like so. Have the SIM card slot there, as you can see, and obviously this is a SIM-free version. Where is... I don't think we have No, we don't have a micro USB or micro SDHC memory card socket. Let me put that together. Right, so we'll just power up. While we wait for that to come on, let's run down the rest of the specification. Quad band for GSM, tri-band for HSDPA. Roaming is not going to be a problem with this handset. In terms of size, it is a very big handset. It's 132.5mm from top to bottom, 70.7 wide. It's quite thin, just under 10mm, 9.9mm. Fairly weighty, 162.5 grams. It does feel a weighty handset. A little bit too big for my taste, but obviously with a larger handset you do get a larger screen. Web browsing and watching video and that kind of stuff is better in many ways. Internal memory, got 16 gig of ROM and user storage, which well, according to this, all 16 gig is available. I'm not sure that's accurate, but that's what the spec we've got here. Got 768 meg of RAM. In terms of the processor, we've got a 1.5 gigahertz Scorpion processor, and we're running Android OS 2.3. Wi-Fi supporting 802.11b G&N standards with also DLNA support and Wi-Fi hotspot mode. Bluetooth 3 with A2DP support, and GPS and all that kind of stuff also supported as well. As I say, the 8 megapixel autofocus camera on the back does support HD video recording, and then you do have a forward-facing camera as well. So we'll actually just unlock. We have the unlock ring there, which we've seen on well, basically all of the HTC handsets recently have had this version of Sense, have the unlock ring. So we're going to quickly nip through the setting up and connect to a wireless network. So that's in here. Really large screen does mean that you get a really generous large QWERTY keyboard. So let's go and obtain an IP address, and we'll connect up. And as we have, yep. Use our location, yes. Agree. Agree to HTC feedback. Now here allows us to actually set up various accounts. So you've got your Google account, Exchange Active Sync for email and synchronizing contacts and calendar, standard mail for POP3 and IMAP, Evernote, HTC Watch, which is the video service that HTC have, so you can rent or buy videos through HTC Watch, and then your Facebook, Flickr and Twitter accounts. I'm not going to set any of those up just for the moment. Transfer stuff, we'll skip for now. Setting the date and time, again we'll leave that alone. So as this is the first startup, it might take a little bit longer while it just loads everything from the ROM, sets up the settings and the home page and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. So we have loaded, and I guess most people that have seen HTC handsets before are going to really recognise the interface with HTC Sense. Condensed clock at the top, obviously with the time there and the date. No weather location, it hasn't picked up my location just yet, I'm sure it will do shortly. So on this screen you've got music, watch, reader, market, messages, mail, internet and camera. And then right at the bottom you've actually got your application launcher, bottom. There you can go through all apps, frequently used apps, obviously nothing in there just a moment, and downloaded apps. And then if you go back home, get your phone, with your phone dialer, again because it's a large handset, the keys, buttons are extremely large. Makes it nice and easy to dial numbers. Then you've got your people for your contacts, which I don't have any set up at the moment. Call groups and call history, again nothing in there just at the moment. The other side we have personalize, which allows us to set different widgets, apps, shortcuts and folders. We can change the different display settings, different scenes, skins, wallpaper and so on. If you don't know what the scenes are all about, this allows you to actually customize the home screen for a particular purpose, I would say. So that's your standard one, but then you might have a one that's for work, so you'd probably drop music and video perhaps from the home screen and have calendars and that sort of stuff. And here, for example, you've got world clock, so you can actually completely customize it within that scene. And then when you want to switch to something else, say play, travel, whatever, you can have a different customized theme for that. So you could set it up for different purposes, work and home, or personal and travel and all that kind of stuff. In terms of the interface, very familiar. Here's this kind of semi 3D interface where you've got almost like layers when you actually rotate, the 3D effect, almost like a cube. And as you rotate round, we got the Google search with voice search and people. This is where you can set up your favourite contacts for speed dials and that kind of stuff. Here is the mapping software and directions. Blank page, ready for customization. Right, when we go back to the beginning, you can see the little bar along the bottom. As we move, it goes from left to right as we scroll through. So let's come back. So the first page, if you like, over on the far left, is a music widget. We then have the Google Watch widget, which allows you to look at your library or go to the market and download and buy some more. You got your friend stream widget, which has Twitter, Facebook, and Flickr actually would load in here. As I haven't signed into anything, it doesn't work just at the moment. Then back to the home screen. If I push the middle button, we have the overview, which HTC call Leap. So these are all of the representative of all the panels within the home screen that we have, along with a small version of all the widgets that are running on those screens, which means that you can navigate around between those. You can also pinch on the home page, on the home screen, which I'm not doing very well with 2 fingers, there we go, to get the same effect. You can add additional panels as well if you want to. So we've got 7 here, but you could add another one, which is handy if you've got a lot of widgets and applications. So coming back out of here, let's take a look at the apps. So we've got pretty straightforward stuff. Dropbox is included there. That's pretty cool because there's a tie-up between HTC and Dropbox. That's very good. Really useful application, so you can actually put things on your PC that then they can access online. It's like basically putting files in the cloud. You've got Facebook and Facebook Chat are already installed as well. Other stuff, including Google Maps and all those sorts of things. Pretty straightforward. Nothing terribly out of the ordinary there. Tango and Task Manager. CPU monitor is a fairly useful thing. So again, most of the applications are fairly straightforward and standard. We'll take a look at the web browser. As it is a large screen, I'm sure that's going to mean that using the web is going to be quite a pleasant experience. Although I'm struggling to type this morning. I'm really struggling to type this morning. There we go, got there in the end. So we'll load our site, see how quickly it's going. Bar moving across screen as you like your progress. It's loading and rendering really quite quickly. The Super LCD screen does a fairly good job. It's not quite as good as AMOLED, certainly not as good as Super AMOLED, but it's doing very well colour-wise. Colours are quite bright, and we haven't adjusted the backlight brightness either, so it's pretty good. And scroll around. The web browser is standard Google implementation anyway, so standard for Android, but does a good job. You've got 2-finger zooming, double tap to zoom in, double tap to zoom out for actual text reflow. We can switch around into landscape orientation, which means that it's a really nice size screen actually for doing your web browsing. And then you've got your large QWERTY keyboard in the landscape orientation, which obviously shrinks to smaller screen, smaller keyboard when you're in portrait. That does a good job. We then have, what else can we have a look at? YouTube. Again, standard implementation of YouTube client, but worth looking at anyway. See how quickly things load. So taking a look at our YouTube channel with our alias Leo D. We have HTC Sensation XL. So that buffered and started playing really quickly. We can go into landscape mode for full screen and carry on playing, or we can switch back the other way, and then underneath you've got related videos and comments and information. Again, it's a standard implementation of the YouTube client, but it's a really quite good client anyway. Android Market, which we'll just sign into so that we can download Quadrant and do a quick benchmark. Whoops. So let's go and sign in. So let's go finish signing in. There we go. Finish setup. Drop into Android Market, accepting the terms and conditions. There we go. So you've got your apps in different categories. You've got your games by genre. And then you've got your HTC here, which is all the HTC recommended applications. So this churns over a period of time with different recommendations. You can also do a search for a particular application. So I'm going to look for Quadrant. And we're going to go ahead and install Quadrant. While that's happening, the notification bar at the top has updated. So it's warning me about setting the current time. There are updates available. Gmail have been successfully updated, and now it says here that we've got Quadrant successfully installed. Also here along the top, we've got the applications that I've most recently used, which I've managed to click on by mistake. Applications that I've recently used, so there's only 4. You've got quick settings, so you can turn things off, so you can go into flight mode effectively, turn Wi-Fi on and off and all that kind of stuff. So let's go back home, taking a look in here for the application that we just downloaded, under downloads, Quadrant Standard, and we'll run a full benchmark. It shouldn't take too long to run, so it runs CPU tests and memory tests and all that kind of stuff. And let's see how effective that 1.5 GHz Scorpion processor is in this handset. And one criticism that I know people have of HTC handsets is that they seem to run slower even with the same CPU and hardware, or potentially the same CPU and hardware as other manufacturers' handsets. And the criticism there is that HTC Sense, the overlay, does suck some of the life or power out of the handset. But let's see how that actually runs. Getting around 60 frames a second there. And around 30 to 40 there, and we're nearly done. And let's get our score, which goes online. It's pretty good. It's not bad at all. 2034, and you can compare that to the Nexus One with Android 2.2. So not a terrible score by any means. If you want to compare that to some of the other handsets we've reviewed lately, head over to the site and you can check those out. But not bad. That's about it really. That's a very quick look at the HTC Sensation XL. We'll have a full review for you over the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's twitter.com/TracyandMatt or facebook.com/TracyandMatt.co.uk. Our thanks to Clove Technology for actually sending over this handset for us to review. It's nice to have a fully boxed HTC product for a change. We haven't had a fully boxed HTC product for a while, as we've been sort of getting earlier pre-release handsets in white boxes, so a proper unboxing video which we haven't had for a while, so thanks to Clove for that. I'll be back soon with some more videos and reviews on tracyandmatt.co.uk, but for now, thanks for watching.